Hey everyone, it's Mark here again. Today I wanted to talk about if you have two signals or two mics recording one signal and kind of a few things that you'll have to do to optimize it. First of all, I just want to say I'm recording or I'm mixing a track that we have two bass signals, a bass direct and a bass mic'd. And usually what happens is when this happens is your bass guitar, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit more on this, your bass guitar will, when you're doing the two different mics in a direct, one signal will actually get to the interface, the recording unit, the engine, a lot quicker than another one will. So a lot of times you'll have to line up the tracks, and that I already did. This bottom track right here, the mic signal, takes a little bit longer since the direct is closer. So I actually took this waveform and just moved it so these waves are happening at the same time as each other. That will help your signal quality. That's number one. But number two, if you notice, the signals are going opposite of each other. Well, when you have signals going opposite of each other, they're generally inverted. And what you want to do when you have an inverted wave is you want to flip it, because that means they're out of phase. What happens when they're out of phase is you actually lose some of the sound quality of the two signals. And the biggest place you lose sound quality is in the low end. It's not as crisp, it's not as clean, and it doesn't push as much. So what we're going to do is, on this tip, I'm going to show you how to invert the signal to get it back. So right now the waveforms theoretically are canceling each other out. So if I play it, it's still going to sound good, but if I play it, you're going to hear just the bass. So it doesn't sound bad, but if I actually go up to here, my audio suite plugin, and go to other and go to invert, what that does is that inverts your signal wave and it'll flip it. So down here it pops up this nifty little tool down here, and then you select the whole track, make sure this whole track's selected, and hit process. And then what will happen is it's going to invert your signal. So if you notice, now the waveforms are in sync with each other as they go up and down at the same time. Now it's all slightly different because, like I said, one is direct and one is coming through a mic. But as you can see, the peaks and the pits of the waveform are pretty identical compared to what they were before. So now if I listen to it, we should actually hear the bass a little bit thicker. It might be hard to hear it on the video, but the bass will be thicker and fuller. So now the bass is thicker and fuller because the waveforms are in sync. So I'm going to actually play it for a little bit and switch back and forth to inverted wave, and then, which is out of phase, and then when they're in phase with each other after I invert it the right way, so you can kind of hear the difference. So here we go. This is out of phase. It's a little thinner sounding, the low end. Now I'm going to flip it in phase. You can hear it's a lot lower, a lot thicker as it flips back in. Once again, out of phase. And then in phase. So when you have two signals that are using two different sources to record them, always just make sure your waveforms line up and they're not inverted. And this way you'll get the true signal, a thicker and more of a low end too. So thanks for listening. Have a good day.